Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope everybody's having a great day today. And why do I not have a background picture? Uh, Maybe I messed that up yesterday when I was I was going to show that video of, what's his name? Justin Wilson, the Cajun cook. But I did something wrong and messed everything up. Hey, Lizard Man, it's going all right. Hope you're doing well today. Let me see here. Let's see. Here we go. I think this one was the one I had in there. Okay. All right, now that needs to come down here. There we go. So we doing SnowRunner today. Oh, let me get this set up. There it is. It's weird because when I'm looking at it on OBS, oh, actually, it does say SnowRunner at the very beginning, but I usually just look at the little end piece because that's where it tends to say the name of the game. But on SnowRunner, it says something different. I don't know, something kind of like a server thing or something. I don't know exactly what the hell it is. Let's see. Load game. I was playing on a new game plus the other day. For some reason, one of the mods, I don't know if the original poster of the mod took it down or okay, well maybe that was the problem. Sometimes you'll get weird stuff going on with the mods every now and then. Because I don't think it works like most mods where you just download the mod onto your hard drive and it works in the game. I think this kind of dependent on uh, being connected to the internet, if I'm not mistaken. Because I added a couple the other night when I started that New Game Plus. Because when you do New Game Plus, you can change some of the rule sets. So you can set things up to where you have to pay for your gas or you have to pay for your recovery. So you can make it uh, a bit more sim-like. You can make it harder, more difficult. You can make it easier. You can make it more just concentrate on driving and nothing else if you want to. And I love when games do that, when they allow you to change things up and sort of tailor it to how you want to play. And let's see, mods on. Because there's one mod that I got that I think will fit this map. This is one that I got. International Travelette, big dually 70s International Crew Cab truck. I got a couple modded versions of the little International. This one I got, it's a General, it's the Dollar General. So it's kind of a cheap knockoff of the General Lee. Because I grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard, one of my favorite shows as a kid. And then I got a couple, I think one or two versions of the Lodestar. I think that was it. Oh, I was actually going to buy the Dollar General, and I forgot to do it. Here we go. Since we got a racetrack on this map, I figure this is be appropriate. There's not a lot of customization to it. But got the American flag on there. I don't know what I've got marked over here. Am I going the right direction to get to the track? No. I need to go that way. Now, I will say this thing is squirrely as hell. Which the suspension I put on here this time is different from what I had on it when I tested it out the other day. But it is pretty damn squirrely. But, of course, if you ever watch the show, that car spent half its time sideways on a dirt road, so probably more than half, actually. Yeehaw! See, even just letting it kind of go straight, it tends to want to, the back tends to want to slide on it. Which is fine until it goes too far. And then, as Gunnery Sergeant Hartman would say, you're in a world of shit. I think it was the character's name anyway. Talking about Arlie Ermey's character in Full Metal Jacket. I love that movie. But yeah, I figured this would be a kind of a fun addition because I know most of the trucks are slow as shit. Of course, this thing ain't no damn speed demon. But it's a bit faster than some of the trucks. I thought maybe this would be kind of fun to play around with on this map. Oh shit. So that's an instance where it went wrong. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the days back when I was into the NASCAR games. I don't remember which one it was exactly, but it was one of the early ones that when you did a career, you could start off as a dirt track racer in the modified series and then move up to the truck series and then the what do they call it now? I don't know. I always knew it as the Bush series. I don't even remember what the hell they call it now. Because, you know, everybody got their panties up in a bunch because they were sponsored by a beer company. Just like everybody got their panties in a bunch because the main Cup Series was sponsored by a tobacco company. All right, so we got the, I don't know what the hell I put that there for. But I guess towards the end of last time I got the watchtowers. Not that they actually help very much. I see a couple upgrades. I know there's some vehicles to be gathered up. There's a trailer there. There's that truck that's right here. There's the truck here on the track. I don't see buggy delivery, field workshop, my old bridge is the only ones I see here. I like to get the roads cleared and all that stuff done before, and I just now noticed the damn game was still muted. But I like to get the roads, any road stuff done first off because it just makes the rest of the stuff easier. So I guess we'll try to do, oh, excuse me, old bridge first. So it goes this way, and I'm sure there's a road that turns down to the right. But this truck here moves on pretty good. It's not too slow, but alright, so I want to be on that road. Take a little shortcut over the hump. Interesting. That must be a sort of kind of road, because I can see it going through there, just ain't marked on the map or anything. That's a pretty old tree. So I'm sure this is going to require some wooden planks. That's a wooden bridge over the shortest way from the tent camp to pits through that broken bridge over there. You don't like having to take the longer way through the swamp? You could help us get the thing fixed. Sure, let's do that. Medium planks ×2. And if I remember right, medium planks take up 2 slots. Because I remember on the main map you had the regular wooden planks, which I think it's called them short planks on that map, and then you got the medium lengths, which is 2 slots, and then the long planks, which is 4. I do believe. So if that's the case, let's see. And I see no indication of where I might get those from. Maybe I should do one of these first. Supply depot. Let's just start looking. It's about starting the powers out again. We have a backup generator here, but it needs to be moved to the supply depot. Will you help us out? Alright, let's do this one first then. For that I just need to pull a trailer. So pretty much any truck should be fine. Now where is that relevant to where I'm at? Alright, so I gotta pass through where that trailer is. So if I come back this way and then take this road, that should lead me to there. Now, of course, I could just go yeeting it across country, but until I get the map more opened up, I'd kind of rather stick to the roads a little bit. Yeehaw. Ouch, that hurt a little bit. Well, we got a little bit of a road blockage here, which ain't very bad at all. Easy enough to drive over top of that. Oh, there we go. Gonna try to keep the rubber side down. I'm not even sure where the hell the road is through here. Looks like that's supposed to be part of it here. Which I do vaguely remember this map from the PS4 days of playing on it, but like the other maps I've previously played on the PlayStation, I'm sure as I go through it, it'll start coming back to me. Because this is the map I was on when I first started having problems with that thing overheating and shutting off and all that kind of shit. Oh shit. That's just the drop off. Right here's the trailer. That's what I get for not paying close enough attention. Well, that's alright. I guess I could just use this one to pull that trailer because it should pull it. Looks like the tongue is facing this way. Because this being the modded F750, it's capable of hooking to any of the trailers, I think, except for the ones that require like the saddles and stuff. But as far as any of the other kind, it should hook to them.
All drivers scheduled to compete in the next Tennessee Off-Road Cup race. Please attend the office for check-in.
Okay. So I go this away and this away.
We want to thank Steve and Ryan from Big City DJs for providing the soundtrack of the Tennessee Off-Road Cup. Thanks for keeping us rocking and rolling, fellas.
Let's go this way this time, just to open up a little bit of the map. Maybe try some hit. Oh, holy shit. That's what I say, man. The damn lights on this truck are damn near blinding. Because it's got all them LED roof lights and shit on it. Bright. Like looking directly at a flashbang. I'm gonna try not to go full tilt bozo. Because I don't want this trailer bouncing all over the place and jerking the truck around. Because the trailer probably outweighs the truck. See, the trailer keeps wanting to turn over. Oh, might have been a little too slow going up trying to get over this. There we go. Ah. Trailer went too far sideways that time. Thank goodness for autonomous winches. Or battery powered winches if you prefer. That's all they are, they're just battery powered winches. Let's see if I can get through here a little better than I did last time. So I was kind of just beating and banging over the rocks last time. You know, when it's your own equipment, if you break something, oh well, that's on you. But, you know, pulling a trailer like this that you're delivering to somebody, you don't want to break shit. Of course, this is just a video game, so none of it's real, but, you know. Yeah, this section here can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Very swampy. So I'm guessing this is probably where I'm going to end up getting most of my supplies and stuff anyway. Okay, now what? Deliver fuel. Okay. Detached trailer. Recover. And how much fuel did it say? 4. So we're going to need the long truck. And I got to go to the refueling station to get the fuel. So let's see, we'll follow the racetrack. Get over here. Then we go through the swamp. Oh, some lights might help. Night driving on this map ain't quite as bad as it is on some of the others. Which around this area, a lot of it's lit up anyway, but even when you get out away from this area, it's not too awful dark. Which most of them really ain't all that dark anyway. I'm glad these old dead trees in here are easy to knock over, because damn if they didn't plant a whole bunch of them some bitches in here. And it'll, what the f...
Racing fans, give us a call and let us know who your favorite drivers are. We always love hearing from you.
Okay. Kept seeing something out of the corner of my eye. Seems like Twitch is kind of going nuts right now. You okay? Let's see. If I refresh it, will that fix it? Yeah, seems so. I'm gonna try going this way. And see.
For providing the soundtrack of the Tennessee Off-Road Cup. Thanks for keeping us rocking and rolling, fellas.
There should be another way into here because I see a road here. There's this road here. So I almost guarantee that there's another way in there.
I gotta say, drivers out here never seem to.
Luckily, this bridge is intact. I think that truck is tied to one of the missions, so I'll just leave it be. Because I think that there's a trailer. It might be the one over in the river on that next to the bridge I was going to repair, but I kept passing. That might be the trailer that was supposed to be hooked to that truck. I don't remember. Like I say, I vaguely remember something about some of the stuff on this map. When you get to a point where you have trouble remembering stuff, sometimes you get to where you can't even trust what things you do remember. Oh shit, I got disconnected from Twitch. Yay! That's always fun when I go to put the VODs together to post them on YouTube and Rumble. Then I gotta go in and stitch them all together first. It takes about as long to do that as it does for me to upload the damn things, which is too long.
There are times I wish I was behind the wheel out there. These tracks are not for the faint of heart.
I don't know why it is, but with this truck, it just seems that every once in a while the transmission can't decide if it's going forwards or backwards. And it tends to do it on heels. So that right there, I was trying to give it gas to keep it from rolling back, but it went backwards anyway. Now, some of the other trucks I've got were the mod trucks, they were created by the same person or modded by the same person. And none of them do that, so I don't know what happened on this one. Right, so it looks like I should probably go that way, because that's just going to take me back around there. And where the hell that's it going? It's going the opposite direction though, from where I want to go. But yeah, Twitch does weird things for me sometimes. I'm not really 100% sure why. Because I looked it up one time to try to see if, you know, if it was a common problem or something, or somebody else had the problem and what they did to fix it, whatever. Only thing I could find was that sometimes having an ad blocker on a browser would cause it to do what it does a lot of the times. And it said to just turn the ad blocker off and it would be fine. So I turned my ad blocker off and it was okay for a short time, and then it started doing the same shit again. So I don't know what it is. Because like a lot of times if oh, that may be the trailer. Either way. But what it'll do a lot of times if I'm watching somebody stream or something and it shows an ad, the stream will just kind of freeze up and I have to refresh it. And then sometimes what it'll do is it'll kind of hiccup for a second, but not really freeze. But then the audio becomes desynced. It's really weird. Okay, so yeah. Pretty much going straight. I see another trailer there. Oh, carefuling. This is a good spot to get turned over if I ain't careful here. Which I'm sure a lot of times some of the problems that I have with computers is the fact that I'm not as familiar with them as probably a lot of other people are, particularly a lot of young people. So I probably don't have, you know, certain settings set right or whatever. But I make it work. Wait a what the? Oh, that's the son of a bitch. That kind of weirded me out for a second because there's a little. I don't know what the hell it is. It's some kind of little post or something just off of the corner of the building there. And at first glance, I thought it was some kind of little creature walking towards the truck. I thought, what the hell? Am I in a horror game all of a sudden? But it's just where the shimmer effect from the exhaust. I guess I had it kind of on the brain because I've been watching a few people playing horror games recently. Yeah, everybody's, well, not everybody, but a lot of people getting geared up for October and Halloween, which of course is also my favorite holiday. I love Halloween because I love horror movies. I love watching ghost videos, all that stuff. Which last year on my regular YouTube channel, not the VODs channel, I posted a series of videos. I think I did like 2 a week or something like that through October, where I was telling some of my own personal uh, ghost stories of things that happened to me. And I know not everybody believes in ghosts, and that's okay. So I still don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to pick up these damn planks. Let me. Oh, this is one of them where I got to have a truck. Well, I don't have to have a truck, but I have to have that generator running to do anything. There's medium planks. Alright, so what I'll do is stop the engine, turn the lights off. I'll head back to the garage. And I'll do like I did on the main maps. I'll buy a truck just specifically with a fuel tanker to go over there and hook up to the trailer. Now this one, I don't know if you had to refuel it or not like you did on the, what was it, Wisconsin maps? Hmm. Which vehicle do I want to use for that? Let's do the big ass Kenworth. Just for the hell of it. Let's give her all the torques. How many torques? All of them. Eh. driving it that much anyway. Should put some mud tires on it though, since it's already got those. And I'll just leave those on. Put the longest winch on there. Because why not put the biggest winch on there? It's already got that. Now there's, let's see, it should be fuel. We go fuel tank. Expanded fuel tank. Yeah, I ain't even gonna worry about customizing the rest of it. Because its sole purpose is gonna be to run that generator. And once it served its purpose, I'm gonna sell it back. Only bad thing about this truck is it's got them giant ass gas tanks hanging off the side there, and they're vulnerable to get bashed on some rocks. Just gonna take the shortcut here. I do know there's a couple of spots along here it's going to be a little bit narrow for such a big truck. But it'll be fine. Maybe once I get this bridge fixed, I'll tackle that next. It should clear that road up a little bit. Just saw a video of another game that they're coming out with, because they came out with that Expeditions game not too long ago, but apparently Saber is going to come out with another game that seems to be kind of more concentrated on like road building and stuff. And it's funny because when I first saw that video, it was the same day that I was talking about That should have been something that they put in this game. But I was looking at YouTube earlier and saw these, somebody put out another video about it. I added it to my watch later list, which is getting pretty fucking long. I'm surprised this truck didn't come with a 4-slot bed for it. It does have a 3-slot one. As long as this damn thing is, it would have been easy to put a 4-slot one on it. At least I think so. I'm thinking, though I could damn sure be wrong, and I guess I'll find out here in a second. I'm thinking this one I might not need to refuel the generator. But I ain't 100% sure, so I figured it's best to bring a fuel truck just in case. So I got that fixed. Alright, now I can make stuff. Yay! Yeah, it does require fuel. So I need 2 of these. And already the generator is out of fuel. Yep, that's not really a problem. Refuel. There we go. Which another easy way to do it is, since there's a trailer store right there, is just take it over there, sell it, buy a new one. It'll be refueled. Alright, and I need to take those over here. Let's see, would it be easier to go that way? Yeah. Good enough. Which one thing I've fiddled around with quite a few of the modded trucks and sort of picked out ones that I like and don't like, and sort of know some of the, just from testing them out, I know, some of the specific modders usually have good trucks and stuff. But one thing I haven't gotten much into is the modded maps. I think there was one like set of modded maps that I tried back on PS4, which I kind of liked. But I figure maybe once I do what I can do with the in-game maps that I have, I might move into doing some modded maps. Of course, I've got pretty good ways to go before I'm done with the in-game maps. And I don't have... Oh, shit. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but this cracked thunder basically right behind my head. Yeah, I don't have the Season 4 DLC, so there's going to be some maps there that I don't have. And I would get it, but I've got other priorities. There's still some DLC stuff for Truck Simulator I ain't got yet. But, that's how it is when you're on a very tight budget and have very limited funds to spend on games. Now, of course, eventually I'll go back and get all the DLC and stuff. But it's like right now, there's one specific game that I kind of want to get so that I can stream it. And I'm just waiting to catch it on sale. It was on sale here not too long ago. Damn, it is absolutely pissing down rain here right now. Ooh. Made me a little bit nervous. That is one disadvantage to using this 4-slot bed, though, is you don't have room for a mini crane in case you dump your load and want to reload it right quick. Which, as long as this thing is, trying to load something on the back with a mini crane would probably be damn near impossible unless it had a special mini crane or something. As most of the mini cranes, even some of the modded ones in this game, once you get them fully extended, they're pretty damn weak. So I think the next thing I want to tackle is that. So I get turned around here and just head right back over. Yay, the bots are back. But they can't post their links now, haha. So I think it's this way I need to go. Yep. Which I think I mentioned this already, but since October is going to be here soon, I'm sure I'll be doing some solo Phasmophobia. It'd be nice to do a collab. I know I couldn't host one. I really don't think my internet would handle that. Not sure my computer would handle that either. I might could do, be on somebody else's stream or something, but to host a collab, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. You spin around and around, one of them drivers rammed in close side there, well, just say there ain't no road here no more unless you end up house out there. Yes, okay. So I need metal beams. May as well just use this truck since I'm already here with it. But it's like, it's kind of funny because it's been a week or two ago, I think. I noticed a streamer I follow on X posted their, they did the internet speed test and posted their results, and it was like 200 and some megabytes per second download, and then it was, I think it was still 200 and some upload. And here I am working with like 20 gigabyte or second download, being like 10 up. Because I think it's kind of funny when I look at tutorials and different things about VTubing and whatever, and people talk about, the kind of internet speed you need to stream and everything, and I'm thinking that, according to what everybody says, I shouldn't be able to stream at all. But it just goes to show that if you want to stream, you don't necessarily need all of the best shit. There's ways of doing it. Now, of course, if I was running like a live 2D or 3D model and had to run all the stuff that goes along with running one of those kind of models, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it. But since I use a Vroid model that I run through, I use VMagic Mirror. There's a couple others that can run Vroid models as well. It doesn't use up the resources that one of those others would. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to run stuff like that, and maybe be able to get some cool shit going, but for now, gotta work with what I got. Change truck. Okay, the generator. Yeah, generator's still running. And I need one metal beam. But, I think for the most part, if there's something you want to do, you can find ways to get into it and do it. Now, granted, there is some stuff that, like I would love to explore space. That shit ain't gonna happen. There's absolutely no way unless I was to somehow build a spaceship out of junk cars or some shit and do some sort of secret launch. There just ain't no way. But, for most things, you can find ways to do it. It was like growing up, I wanted to tinker with old cars and stuff, and you know, to kind of learn how to do that. I couldn't really afford to just go out and buy an old car and start working on it, because I didn't even have allowance growing up. You know, I would get money now and then, usually for doing some specific task or something, or I might get some for birthdays or Christmas or whatever, you know. But I didn't get like a regular shit. I just said the word and it's fucking fell out of my head now. Uh, Allowance. But like I would go around and you know, find stuff people might give me or stuff that they might let me have for just a few bucks. And I would do a lot of horse trading too, you know, trading bicycle parts for lawnmower parts, whatever. And I'd get lawnmowers and stuff and tinker on them and kind of learn how everything worked, and then just kind of scale that up to work on vehicles. And it's like I've mentioned plenty of times, like if you want to get into something like gardening or growing your own food, you know, start with something simple. Start with nothing else. Start with some cheap pots and grow some stuff in some pots. I remember uh, one year that I grew some pepper plants in pots on the back patio. I think they were cayennes, and if I remember right, I dried them. So I think I still got a jar full of dried cayennes around here somewhere, because I never used them. So I think initially I was going to grind them up and use them, you know, like you do the powder that you buy in the store. But I ended up just leaving them in the jar, which they were very thoroughly dried, so they ain't ever going to go bad. They're like petrified, kind of dried. Wondering if I should go after those upgrades now, maybe. So I don't see. I guess I could work on some of this stuff too. So I don't know that I really need those upgrades. So I've pretty much got all the vehicles that I want or need. And pretty much got what I need for them. I mean, I'll get them sooner or later, but I might just wait. Instead of specifically going after them, just pick them up as I go by them doing other stuff. So let's just do this. Include these road hogs, man. Turn old track into a complete mess, not something specs, but we can use help carrying planks, cover the worst parts, a couple of springboards. Medium planks times 3. Alright, so that's damn sure gonna take 2 trips unless I take a trailer. Which I could do. I just hate dragging trailers in this game because they're a pain in the ass. Because they tend to bog you down. And they also turn over quite a bit easier than the trucks usually. Especially if these modded trucks, they tend to be a little bit more stable than vanilla trucks. And I'm gonna have to put gas in this thing too. Getting low. Hearing a few very faint rumbles of thunder. I always get a little bit nervous when I start hearing thunder close by. As I remember one time years ago, I was coming home from work. Don't remember exactly where I was even working at the time, which is irrelevant to the story anyway. But I remember coming home and I was passing through a curve where I could I couldn't actually see my house, but I could see in the general area where it is because there was a ridge between there. But either way, I saw it was storming and I saw lightning strike, and immediately I was like, shit, that hit close to the house. And when I got home, everything seemed fine. But I had a little TV in my bedroom, and went to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on. And I was like, shit, what's wrong with this thing? So I got to looking around. Nothing seemed wrong with it. But when I moved it out, so I could get to the plug to make sure it's plugged in and everything, I got to looking at the back of the TV and noticed that right where one of the little heat vents was, near where the cord actually went into the television, I saw what looked like a little piece of copper wire. I thought, that's odd. And so I unplugged the TV and picked it up to move it off of the TV stand I had it on, see what could be wrong with it. And as soon as I picked it up, I heard stuff rattling around, and I was like, oh shit. And what happened was that lightning strike that I saw hit close to the house apparently run into the house, and the little copper coil pack inside the TV that the cord goes into, it blew that coil of copper wire all to shit. Luckily, it didn't start a fire, but so I've always been a little cautious when it comes to storms and lightning since then. So I need 3 medium planks. Okie dokie. Probably. Let's see, let me stop the engine on this thing right quick. Go ahead. Fuel it back up. I'm gonna go ahead and refuel this generator because it took damn near all of it to make the planks last time. Glad that generator's staying run, because I know sometimes if you're back out of it, it'll go off. Of course, that might only be if you change maps, and this only has the one map, so. That generator must have been down there out of fuel when I picked it up, because I never really paid attention to how much fuel I had in it when I brought it over here. These days, I have damn near everything plugged into surge protectors, so hopefully that'll prevent anything like that from happening again. But even that ain't no guarantee. Hold on, I got an itch. I need to adjust his headset. It's kind of sitting a little weird on my head. Hurting a little bit. That one little spot. Which I don't know how it sounds right now, but I noticed when I was working on the VOD from yesterday last night that the audio was pretty scuffed in places. I think it's just because this particular cord doesn't get a really good connection, and I need to replace it. Just haven't got around to doing it yet. It was just the cord's like $10, which is way too damn expensive for just a freaking cord if you ask me, but then again I think everything's way too expensive. Of course, this day and time I think pretty much everybody thinks everything's too expensive, but you know, coming from growing up in a time when you could buy a bottle of pop and a bag of chips for $1, you know, makes your perspective on how expensive things are a little different. And yes, of course, you know, earning $1 was different back then too. I'm trying to think of what the minimum wage was back then. I don't quite remember. I was just a kid then, so that kind of stuff didn't really concern me. But I think back then, I think my dad was like bringing home I think around 160 something to 180 some dollars a week. So yeah, it still wasn't too bad. Hell, in 2008 and 2009, I was making, I think I was only making like probably on average about maybe 250 to 280 a week. Of course, I didn't have a whole lot of bills either. Not to knock down y'all's barriers here. And apparently a stack of tires too. Of course, that was when I was making that money. It was a step down because that was right after I got out of doing electric plumbing work. And when I left that, I was really remember like how much I was probably getting a week. I remember I was making $12 an hour though. Doesn't seem like much now, but yeah, this was 2008, so it actually wasn't too bad. Am I going the right fucking way? Hell no. Mm, Screw it. I'll take a shortcut through the rocks.
Head to the box office to grab your tickets for next month's race. You do not want to miss this event.
Let's see if I can get through here without tearing a bunch of stuff up. Not so much worried about the truck as I am knocking down those lights and shit. Actually, I think I might not have been able to actually knock that light down. Trying to drive this big sumbitch through some of these tight turns like trying to drive a damn stretch limo through a slalom course. It usually doesn't work out too good. I don't hear any thunder or rain now. Which I think this morning on the weather they said they'd be. Possibility of a few little storms rolling through, but kind of be off and on kind of thing. We got to load it on the damn truck. And if I make it kind of hard to do anything with it if I don't load it on the damn truck. I'm going to take a quick outhouse break and I will be right back. shit. Forgot to move my cursor over to the proper screen. It's one of them big, wide, flatbed trailers. Thank you. Of course, I'm glad to see it raining some, because it didn't rain too much. Since spring. And even though nothing's growing now, I still appreciate the rain, because it'll replenish the groundwater. And that's a good thing when you get your water from a well. Because if that well runs dry, you fucked. Of course, the drawbacks to being on a well is, like I say, if a well goes dry, you fucked. If the electricity goes off, or if your pump goes bad, you kind of fucked. I do prefer well water, though. Which, luckily for me, in case of emergency, there's a natural spring about a mile from my house. I was watching this feller on YouTube earlier today, and he was talking about emergency situations, and he was, suggesting that people download some kind of basic survival guide and stuff like that onto their phone. And I agree. I think it's a good idea. But I think there's a drawback to it too, and that is if you lose your phone, break your phone, or if the battery dies and you ain't got no way of charging it, then you got no access to that information. So I think it's fine to do that, but you also want to have some kind of backup, like a print book, or you can always look stuff up on the internet, print it off yourself, put it in a binder or something. 'Cause I do that a lot. Like when I started working on some of these mowers and stuff that I've got sitting around here, I didn't have repair manuals or anything like that for them. So what I did was I just looked up PDF files of them on the internet, printed them off, put them in a binder, and stuck them out in the garage. So I always got access to them. And while I was doing that, I also got PDF files of complete parts lists. So it lists every single part on each of the mowers, the part numbers, and everything. So if I need to order parts from them, I get everything in that binder. And of course, I put all of the pages in those page protectors. So that way, if I'm flipping through it and I got a little bit of grease on my hands or whatever, it's not going to ruin it. Alright, let me recover this back to the garage. That way it'll refuel everything. And let's see what solar power station. So what does it need? 2 metal beams. Honestly, I don't know that I would even need another truck besides this one in this game. I'm damn near constantly driving this one. Because it's the only one I got that'll haul 4 slots worth of cargo. Which means I can haul 2 metal beams in one trip instead of having to make 2 trips. Which personally, I think that's something they should teach in schools as well. Is like just some very basic, skills that could be used in an emergency. I also think they should teach, things that you really need to know just in day-to-day life, like, how to manage a bank account, how to pay bills, how to get a loan, how to, buy a car, how to buy a house, all that kind of shit. But course, they didn't even teach a lot of that even when I was in school. Now they did teach some stuff, like I remember there was they still had home ec class when I was in high school. Don't know exactly what they taught in there because I never took the class, but I know cooking was part of it, but I don't know if there was other stuff to that or not, like household management or whatever. There might have been. But they also had stuff like woodworking, welding, agriculture. Um, then there was a vocational school you could opt into uh, in your junior and senior years, and they had stuff like masonry and auto mechanics, and I forget what all else. But I don't know when they did it, but sometime after I graduated, they closed it down as a vocational school, and then they reopened it basically as a special uh, regular school for basically juvenile delinquents, from what I gather. Of course, that's kind of an advantage to living out in the country, and I guess probably city folk have something similar but different. But because you live out in the country, you kind of learn those things outside of a school environment, through parents and friends and whatever. Of course, that's not something everybody has access to because some people got shitty parents. What did I need? 2 metal beams. I remember to load them on the truck this time. Yay! There's I think it's one of the repair trailers. But I always thought that, by some fluke, I somehow ended up with Bill Gates or Elon Musk kind of money. That's something I would like to do. Is open up a school that teaches that kind of stuff to kids, and maybe you probably had to start out as like one private school and then maybe expand it or whatever. I don't know, I have ideas all the time for doing stuff. Problem is, I just never have the resources to put those ideas to use. Felt like it was lagging there for a second. So I think this map in particular is a little bit more taxing on the old GPU than some of the other maps. And I do only have a 1080. But it still works, and that's what counts. Which before I got this computer, the only thing I had was a $300 laptop. I actually had two $300 laptops. Because I had one that I bought in 2009. And it started getting to where the screen would cut off now and then because the wire or whatever it is that connects the screen to the rest of it, I guess, was getting a little wore out from opening and closing the laptop, and it was would lose connection now and then. So when that started happening, I got another $300 laptop with damn near the same specs. I think it might have had a slightly bigger hard drive. But yeah, it was pretty much the same specs. And that was what, like 20... That was probably 2016, 17, somewhere along in there maybe. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so there's more to this one, okay. Duh, I should have known that because the little completion thing didn't pop up. So deliver 2 solar power stations, solar panels times 4. And those are on the ground over here. How big are those? They look like... I think those are only 1 slot. Because that's where I've been passing through and I ain't even seen the damn thing, so they must be in kind of deep water. Alright, so for that, since I need 3 of them and I need a crane, I'm gonna swap trucks. And use this one. Let's see, let me make sure this has... I think this one has 3 slots. Yeah, 3 cargo slots. Should be all I need. Let's hope. If not, I'll just have to make multiple trips. Oh shit, I'm gonna do that anyway. I was thinking that was the drop-off point, but that's another one that's gotta be picked up. Okay. Well, either way, it's fine. So I'm probably going to mark my path every time on this map because so many of these roads intersect like in one small area, and all that shit, it's kind of hard to keep track of sometimes. Take this shortcut again. That's the only drawback to this particular truck is the suspension seems pretty damn weak on it. Now, some of the other suspensions you could put on it might be a little stronger, but I haven't really gone to try them out. Maybe I should do that sometime. So I have been known to do that sometimes, just jump on a video game just to test some shit out. But yeah, when I was fixing that VOD last night, I was trying out something new. Because normally, when I got one that's split up like that, I would just, stitch the bits together and not really worry about it. But I found a little free to use clip that mimics the old TV screen where when the TV went off air or whatever. It's just really short, so I thought, oh, it'd be fun to kind of put in between just so it's not such a harsh transition. So I threw that one in the one I fixed last night. Turned out pretty well. Crane mode. Which, back when I tried doing YouTube there for a while, of course I couldn't really do anything on my laptop. Like I said, it's a $300 fucking laptop. You pretty much watch YouTube or Twitch, send emails, that's about it. I mean, it would do a few things, but that's basically it. But I would record and edit everything on my PlayStation directly. And there was I forget now what the name of it was, but there was a program on there and it was free from Sony that you could use for editing your videos and had all these little cool transitions and shit. I was hoping to get something like that to go on computer when I got this computer and my PlayStation started dying. But I mean, I know there's some stuff out there, but I was looking for something free. And while there are some good free video editors out there, they tend not to have much in the way of extras. But I get it. It is free. And there's probably more I could do with the one I got. I haven't taken the time it would take for me to figure all that shit out. As you get older, it takes a little more time to figure stuff out sometimes. Especially if you're like me and your memory ain't what it used to be. Of course, I ain't. For some things, I've never had a good memory, like with names. I've always sucked at remembering people's names. Weird thing is, like, if I saw their name written down, so like on a name tag, or if they were sitting at a table and had a name plate in front of them or something, it was a little bit easier to remember. But then if, say, I would, didn't go around them or talk to them or whatever for a while, sometimes I would still forget. But let's see. But now faces, for me, faces, because I can recognize somebody that I've only seen once from 20 years ago. I can see their face now, even though they've aged 20 years, and be like, I know them. Don't know where I know them from, don't know what their name is, but I do know them. I've seen that face before. Of course, I know I'm not the only person that's like that. I know there's other people like that too. I'm going to close that bit. But yeah, I have noticed over the last, I guess you could say, several years now, my memory ain't, when it comes to most things, ain't as good as it used to be. And I'm sure some of that's probably to do with age, but sometimes I wonder if some of it ain't also got to do with like the medications I have to take and all that kind of shit. Oh boy, it's going off. You know. Okay, trying to lower it just a hair so it'll. Or not. And then it'll only turn so out that way. For fuck's sake, cooperate a little bit here. Oh, might have it here. But I've noticed that's also affected my ability to retain new information and learn stuff, so it takes me a little longer now. Not impossible, just takes more time. Which another thing I think kind of hurts me a bit in that regard is the fact that I don't always get good sleep. I think that's been a contributing factor as well. Sometimes I get good sleep. Sometimes I can only sleep a couple hours at a time, and that really sucks. And there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just sometimes I go to bed and I'll sleep 2 hours and just wake up. No real reason. And then can't get back to sleep. Until several hours later. And if I do go back to sleep, I'll only sleep a couple hours and come again. Now when things is going right, I generally sleep probably 6 hours on average. And when I was a teenager, I could easily sleep 10 to 12 hours as long as nobody woke me up. Which I slept a lot heavier back then than I do now too, so it's a hell of a lot harder to wake me up. Because back then, anybody that had ever tried to wake me up, I always complained about how hard it was to wake me up. I'm not going to bother trying to back into that hole. So I'll turn it around over here. But yeah, of course, and then the other factor is, like I say, time. Because I probably spend more time off stream downloading and uploading and fixing VODs than I do streaming. Which that'll get better if I ever upgrade the infrastructure around here and get everything upgraded to fiber optic. That will help a hell of a lot. Because up until recently, I think it was an average of like 3 hours, give or take a little bit, just to download one VOD. And then it would take about the same amount of time to upload that to YouTube. Then I would have to wait more time for YouTube to do whatever they do to it. Because they upgrade the quality of it and compress it at the same time somehow. I don't know, it's fucking computer wizardry magic. I don't know what they do exactly. And then once all that's done, then I download it from there and then upload it to Rumble, because Rumble has a 15 gig limit on file size. In most streams, the original video I get from Twitch is more than that. Now that usually doesn't take as long. It takes about half the time usually. Sometimes even less than half. Sometimes it only takes about an hour or so to do that. Like an hour to download, an hour to upload. Because I usually do all of them in one day. That's why I try to, like in the evenings after I get done streaming, I try to download the VOD that evening before I go to bed. But the last couple of weeks it's been even slower, so I do knew what the hell's causing that, but and then if I get one that I have to stitch together, then I put it in my video editor, put everything together, and that only takes, maybe 10 minutes or so. But then it takes probably 2 to 3 hours for it to render it once it's done. And sure, there's other things I can be doing while that's going on, but can't be anything that uses very much internet bandwidth. Otherwise, it slows everything down even more. Fuck, why don't I just go along the fucking shore? Get back to the road. Might be a little bit longer way around, but then I ain't gotta screwed with trying to weave between them trees and this big ass truck. Oh, no, no, no. But I'm kind of hoping that maybe one of the reasons why for the past couple of weeks it's been a little bit slower than usual is maybe because they're starting to work on upgrading infrastructure that I'm actually connected to. So maybe they're kind of rerouting things a little bit, which is causing it to slow down. It's probably wishful thinking, as slow as they've been about doing it. So, because I think it's been over 2 years ago now that they sent out the notice that they were going to upgrade everything to fiber optic. And the last time I checked, which I think was early this year, they still hadn't even completed everything in the county where the company's based, which is 2 or 3 counties over. So yeah. Who knows when the hell they'll get to doing it where I'm at. Be glad when they do, though. Because sometimes this internet slows down so damn much it reminds me of the days when I had to dial up. Sometimes it still kind of surprises me a little bit to think that there's people now who are grown adults with high school diplomas and everything who never had to deal with dial-up internet. Yay! Bad take. Ooh. Our sponsors wanted to film their ad here, but something went wrong. The gear's insured, but someone would need to fix up the track itself. That's going to be this person in and out. Tega truck, Voron truck, delivered to Supply Depot. Chevrolet Scout. Okay, so a deliver. Okay, yeah. So I got to deliver the Tega truck and the Voron trucks to the workshop and then deliver the Chevy Scout to the Supply Depot. Okay. So Tega and Voron, I know one of them's the one that was over here. The other one might be over here. Yeah, there it is. So see, I can just grab that upgrade while I'm over here grabbing that truck. Now the question is, do I want to try to haul those on that bigger ramp truck kind of bed that I got, or do I want to just drag the damn things with the winch and not worry about it? Because I think either way I'm going to have to repair them. Decisions. Because I did consider when I was getting those other mods the other night, I was considering getting like a regular style wreck truck kind of mod truck, but I'd already looked through. Let's say I think there's like 300 and some pages worth of mods on there now, and I'd already looked through like 2/3 of them, so I was kind of get tired of it. So I ended up not doing that because I noticed one or two while I was looking for the other stuff, but because I was mainly looking for the mods for the little international, and I wanted to see if they had something like that, because I knew I was going to be starting on this map with the racetrack, so I thought it'd be fun to get like a General Lee or some shit like that, something faster than all these things anyway. I don't think this one has. Does it? Maybe. All field. Oh yeah, it does. As high as this sits, though, I don't know that I'd ever be able to drag the damn trucks up on here, though, because it'd be at such a bad angle. So maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Let me retain that because I ain't using that right now. Might be something else. Maybe I could use something that's got kind of a long frame, but maybe doesn't sit very high. But I do knew that I'd have such a thing. Because pretty much all these I think are close to standard length. That one's got the longer frame. Now we're getting into the ones that are locked because I don't have the proper DLC for them. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go back to the main menu. Luckily, this thing auto-saves. And I'll look through some of it. Let's see, I need to remove this filter, though. I can see all of them. Yeah, see, there's 325 pages of mods for this thing. So I'm just going to kind of speed through them here until I see something resembling a wreck truck. They got a lot of cool mods in here, a lot of different stuff. I see here's one. It's a GWC 2021 Desperado 3500 HD. I kind of want something a little bigger, a little heavier. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and get that one anyway because I might use it elsewhere. So for this game, what you do, if you want to get a mod, is you click on it, you hit the subscribe button, and then it downloads it. Then you have to turn it on because initially it'll be turned off. I don't know, this might take too long though, since I'm streaming. May not have enough bandwidth. No, it went pretty quick. See if I can turn it on. I think that's one advantage of playing this on PC as compared to Console, you're limited as to how many megabytes or whatever of mods you can have at any one time. I do like this truck. I actually had a truck that looked damn near identical to that, only it didn't set up like this. It was regular height truck, and I traded for it. I had a 73 two-wheel drive short bed. It was a 302 3-speed on the column. I think it was 3-speed on the column. Or maybe it was automatic. Fuck, I don't even remember now. It's one of the two. Anyway, had 302, but I blew the motor up in it. And I kept the motor out of it, hoping I could rebuild it. But unfortunately, there was a part of the cylinder broke off down at the very bottom. I could have possibly still used it because the piston probably didn't travel down that far, but I didn't want to chance it. But I mean, the truck was a fucking rust bucket when I got it anyway. Actually, matter of fact, the fella I got it from gave me the damn truck. Because I remember one time I was working construction at the time, and the place we was working was on old dirt road. And of course, you know, if you've been on many dirt roads, they tend to, you know, have washboards and be bumpy. Plus, this road's got several cattle guards on it, which is the grate that goes across the road to keep cattle from walking through. And so I was driving to work one day, and I had the tailgate shut, so it was latched. But because the road was so rough and because the truck was so rusty, the bottom part of the tailgate fell off. And for the last mile, without me knowing, I was dragging the tailgate in the road behind me because it was still hanging on by the little hooks that kept it from flopping all the way down. But I traded it for the truck that looked like the one I just showed you. And I don't even know what all was wrong with that truck because I never even bothered trying to get it running. I just stripped it for parts and sold the rest for junk because it was in pretty rough shape too. And as I traded the transmission to a buddy of mine for a car, which he then later wanted back. So he ended up just giving me money later for the transmission, which he stuck in a 70. I don't remember exactly. I think it might have been a 75 two-wheel drive truck because it was but it was a granny geared transmission. Anyway, he put it in like, I think it was a 75, if I'm not mistaken, truck that he had. I don't remember if the thing even had a motor in it, now that I think about it. But it had 16-inch rims on it, which I also sold to the same buddy. I don't think I kept anything else off of it. But I mean, it was pretty damn rusty too, so. So I think the cab mounts were gone on it, if I remember right. But I do love my old Ford trucks. So I can tell you that one thing that I've always liked about Ford. Let's see. Takes on axle turn use vanilla maintainer. So I think this just goes on other trucks. It's not a truck, it's just a bed. So try that one. Sure, why not? But the one thing I've always liked about Fords over uh, other manufacturers is the fact that Ford puts their distributor in the front. Now there may be some Dodges that do. I'm not that familiar with Dodge stuff. But of course Chevrolet's the distributors in the back. And I've worked on a few Chevrolets, and it's always a pain in the ass doing spark plug wires or anything with a distributor. And it was always, if you were swapping motors out, it was always a pain in the ass because you had to be real careful when you was putting the motor in because it's tilted. You don't want to hit the distributor against a firewall because then you're replacing the fucking distributor. If nothing else, you're at least replacing the cap. But I always liked that fact, which I've always had good luck with Fords. I mean, when you're dealing with older stuff, you're going to have to work on it regardless of what manufacturer it is. And I know a lot of people like Chevrolet, and I know some of the reason for that is the interchangeability of parts, but actually Ford does have a little better interchangeability than you would think. The interchangeability comes from vehicles that you wouldn't necessarily suspect it being from sometimes. But another thing Ford did is they would, if they redesign a vehicle, they might have a stash of parts for the previous design. So a lot of times they would still use those previous parts on the new design until those ran out. Then they would update those parts. Let's see here. And one cool thing about like the Ford Rangers, which I like, because I like just about every body style of them, they never changed the position of the body mounts. So you could have a 2000s Ford Ranger frame and a 1985 Ford Ranger body. The mounts will line up. Oh, that's for the Lodestar. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that one too, because I didn't see that other one say it was specific to a truck, but maybe it is, and I just didn't notice. So I'll get this one too, just in case. Now that is one thing, sometimes you'll see duplicates of mods in here. And sometimes you'll see one where it's like a pack of whole bunch of different kind of trucks, but then later on you'll see each truck individually as well. So. And of course, like I say, there's other stuff besides trucks. There's cheap mod kind of things that give you loads of money. And there's maps. And there's other things. And here's already got that other similar size wreck truck. Oh, I have this one. Oh, and does that have the wrecker bed for it? I'll have to look at that. I didn't notice that earlier. I'm not going to spend all day looking through here, because it could take a long time. See, I'm only on page 62 so far. And another thing I've noticed looking through these is once in a while you'll run across one and it might look like a duplicate, but one of them might be an older version that they just entirely replaced on here and didn't remove the older version yet. Because they might have made some updates to it or whatever. That one looks pretty cool. Looks a bit like the old Dodge Power Wagon, the military version. Always liked those. I like old military vehicles, the old Jeeps, the old Power Wagons, the old Deuce and a Halves. I even like some of the newer stuff. Now they got those Stewart and Stevenson trucks. I like those. I always thought it'd be cool to get one of those and make it into like an off-road motorhome kind of thing. Because some of them have a box on the back similar to that, where they were used for like little mobile offices or medical units or something. I saw a video of somebody took one of those and did that with it. Goon Squad? That's been a few years ago though. There's another version of that. And sometimes you'll see a very similar truck just done differently by different modders. And some of them are just takes on vanilla vehicles. Some of them are completely new vehicles to the game. And I'm not really seeing anything now. Because, I talk about going on some of those auction websites just to see what's on there and kind of imagine what I would do with some of the vehicles if I had them. I do that on the Ritchie Brothers as well, because they have the like the Iron Planet and the Gov Planet and all that. That's all Ritchie Brothers stuff. So I go on there sometimes and look at the old military vehicles, and they got one that's all like heavy equipment or farm equipment. Then they got one, I think they got one specifically for like police and state government auctions. Although they may have combined that with something else, I don't remember. Well, it made a noise. Okay, so let's see. I want to see if that. So I think I got two different ones. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but I'm thinking it's going to be. Oh, I forgot to turn the mods only on. Yeah, because there's this one. I think it's the other one though that I think may have the wrecker bed. And it was back through here somewhere. There it is. Another good thing is you can preview stuff and see. Ah, there it is, wrecker. I want to try this one. So I'm going to go ahead. Purchase. Purchase and deploy. And like I say, I saw a guy build a version of this truck. I don't know if he knew it existed. Probably not. He was just an old car guy from Canada, I think. But his channel is Half-Ass Customs. And he took one of these, took two cabs, made one. He used an old Dodge dually frame because I had the Cummins. Took a bed off another old International. For the roof skin, he used the roof off an old 50s, 40s or 50s car. It's pretty cool. And it's a very long series, but there's a lot of detail about all of the different stuff he does and all the fabrication and everything. Because he had to modify the rear doors and everything. Because, of course, on true crew cabs like that, the back doors tend to be more squared off and sometimes a little shorter in length. Whereas when he was putting two cabs together, the doors would have been identical and it would have made it a little hard. So he modified the doors and everything. It was really cool to see everything he did to make everything work. Customize. Yeah, that one's fine. Why not? I'm not too worried about fuel consumption. I tend to sell the stuff I don't use just to save a little money. Which at the moment I got $729,476, so it's not like I'm really hurting for money. Let's do the off-road. So we got raised and then raised some more. We're going to do raised some more. That way I can put the biggest, gnarliest tires on it. Road. We got no paved roads here, so this should be fine. And these don't give any specific like numbers. It just says average, excellent, and excellent. Kind of like these. I think Dad had a set like this on the back of his truck one time when I was growing up. It was just two-wheel drive, but had them on the back, not on the front.